welcome to episode 133 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and joining me tonight, as always, the Cornhusker himself, Burkum.
Slicka, Slim Shady.
Woo! And joining us, hot off the heels of PAX East, the most beautiful boy in Boston, Mr. Alex Culafi.
Hey guys, I just want to say I'm such a big fan, and it's really great to talk to you guys, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, it's our pleasure.
Oop, he beat me to it. I was gonna say it was our pleasure.
Well, it was ours. See, you can see that I spoke for both of us, and I got it correct.
I find this podcast to be a pleasurable experience.
We do
Thank
bring
you,
pleasure
iTunes
to many.
Review.
Yeah. Yes. Hello, everyone. How are you? How's it going, Alex? Did you have fun at PAX? I mean, we're gonna get into that more later, but
No, let's not get into it. Just give us one sentence. Was it okay?
It was a pretty good PAX. It was my 8th PAX East, so I've kind of seen it all by this point.
he's a seasoned vet.
I played some games, which I can talk about if we decide to do that later in the show. Or
It's
not,
my
whatever.
8th pack, so I pretty much don't care about it anymore.
Well, so what excited me the most wasn't even the panel. It was the fact that I learned how to play Magic the Gathering, which is something I had never done before. And they had free starter decks they were handing out at the convention. So,
Nice.
It's so funny. I remember because I used to have Magic cards way back in the day, and I feel like we collected them, and I feel like we did play, but I just don't think we probably ever played properly. I wouldn't be able to tell you how it all goes down, but is it similar to Hearthstone? Have you played Hearthstone? I'm assuming Hearthstone riffs off of Magic the Gathering a bit.
I haven't played Hearthstone. My imagination tells me that it's simpler than Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, like a dumbed down version.
Yeah. The other thing you guys would be pleased to know is that I think it was Saturday, I ate 2 Jimmy John subs the same day within 3 hours of each other.
That's amazing.
Which
I'm
subs
very
did you
happy.
get?
Tuna?
I did get a tuna, lettuce, tomato, provolone. I did the number 15.
Dude, tuna's amazing.
It's a good tuna. And what happened was I was really hungry and I didn't know when I'd get the next chance to eat because it's PAX East and there's crazy lines for everything. But I didn't want to get one of the giant subs because I wanted 2 individually wrapped sandwiches. So I ordered two 8-inchers, and it cost maybe $1 extra.
I wanted to pay more money. I wanted to pay more money.
Wait. So you ate 2 of them at the same time?
Within a couple hours of each other.
Gotcha.
Were they
okay.
the same exact
this
sub?
This was one stop.
Yes, this was the exact same sub.
Did
So
they
you paid
try
$1
and talk you
for
out of
cut.
it? Were they like, no, get the giant for Pete's sake, please?
No, because they got more money.
Yeah,
They're like,
but
this fool.
yeah, what a buffoon!
What a fool
Peasants.
we have here. Yeah, I'll take your money, you fool. But that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean,
But
minus the
I've-
tuna, but Jimmy Jones.
So there is a certain game that came out a couple days ago, and it features a green dinosaur that we all know and love, and that is the belly of Barney.
It's funny, I thought about Barney as well when you first were talking about a dinosaur.
It's perfect. Hopefully other people did. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Yoshi. He had a new game come out, a new in the platforming series, and one that I was just thinking today, it just released out of nowhere, and I didn't hear anyone talk about it. I've seen one tweet from Alex Culafi say it's a good game, and that's about it. Literally, that's all I see. And this came out, and it's just so weird. I remember when Woolly World came out. Man, that was epic. That was a huge thing. And
That was back when
yarn, with the amiibo and.
Well, that was back when the Wii U days, when it was oh my god, a release.
Yeah. So, I have my copy sitting right here. I'm holding it in my hands. It's a great box art. It's super cute. But I haven't got to play it because I just got it today, and I've been super busy. No time to play it. And but I know a certain Alexander who has played a bunch of it.
Yes. I am going to do my best to sell this game to you, Perry, even though you've already bought it.
I was gonna say he's already
sell it to
it's already
Casey.
sold.
I'm going to sell you on unwrapping the game and putting it inside your Switch.
See, that is like the best salesman technique. Like, I'm gonna sell you this game because you already have bought it. You know,
I'm
you're
gonna-
like,
I'm going to try to
good.
excite you. Okay.
okay, cool.
Yoshi's Crafted World is the best Yoshi game since Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
All right.
I trust your opinion. I really do. Everyone, I trust Alex's opinion. All right.
And I say that as
it?
someone who thinks Yoshi's Island is like the best platformer of all time. So like I know my Yoshi games, and I think the reason why we've had such bad luck with Yoshi games over the last 20 years since Yoshi's Island is I think every single subsequent Yoshi game has been chasing Yoshi's Island, trying to recreate it. It's like there was Yoshi's New Island on 3DS, there was Yoshi's Island DS on the DS, and then there was Yoshi's Woolly World, which to me was really just a mediocre Yoshi's Island game. And what I love about Crafted World is that it doesn't feel like it's chasing the Green Dragon. It feels more like they made an original game set in the Yoshi universe, and yes, there are Shy Guys, there are those little bird things. It's a lot of the enemies you expect in a Yoshi game are there. You get to do the flutter jump, you get to eat guys and then poop it into eggs. That's all that stuff is there, except it feels different and it feels refreshing in a way I don't think a Yoshi game has felt for 20 years. It does some stuff I like take a Nintendo platformer. It has somewhere between 5 and 8 worlds, 4 to 8 levels each, and it's all a theme. Like there's the desert world, there's the ice world, there's the forest world, there's the poison swamp
volcano world.
There's a volcano world somewhere at the end. Yoshi's Crafted World doesn't do that. What it does instead is it has like 18 to 25 worlds with like 2 to 3 levels each. So there's the dinosaur world, there's the space world, there's the there is a forest world, there is like an icy world, but there are only like 2 or 3 levels in each of those worlds. So it feels like the game is constantly changing, and there's a lot of stuff in each level where like all the great platformers, there's stuff that feels unique to each level, like whole enemies and level designs. So there's a lot of diversity.
Right.
I like the sound of that because, especially in a game like this one, where it's so reliant on how beautiful it looks and how cool the different crafted things look, I think having that diversity sounds really awesome, you know? To like really just see like all the cool, crazy ideas they come up with and how they execute it. Because, like Perry, I haven't done too much research into the game because I know I'm going to play it eventually. But it's just, oh man, like the demo pretty much sold me on it because it was just cool. I love how you go through it and then you come back, right, and you play it backwards. Now, is that for every level?
Yes. Well, I mean, non-boss levels.
Well, yeah, okay.
But I'm pretty sure every single level that is a level you can play backwards and find the Poochie Pups. But I haven't done that yet because what I'm doing is like, I'm going through, I'm collecting stuff along the way, but I'm playing the mainline quest. And after I beat the game, I'm going to go back to the beginning and do all those Poochie challenges sort of after. So that'll be like my second run through. The game will be going through the levels backwards.
Yeah. And this is getting to the problem with Yoshi, with me and Yoshi, and I think a lot of people, is and I saw in Neil's review, touched on this as well, the invisible clouds.
I mean, those are the best things ever.
I mean, just that stress, the amount of work you have to do to feed that collecting urge in Yoshi games. that is still present, right?
Yeah, no, there's tons of collectibles. It is a Yoshi game in that way.
Yeah. And that's just what that is what I don't like. I mean, I still love Yoshi, but that's my least favorite part, and that's what made me not finish Woolly World twice.
Now, Alex can speak some truth to this, but I'm pretty sure that you don't have to do it all in one run, though. So you could like go through, get all of the smiley flowers one run.
You never had to do that,
and then go back.
In Woolly World.
What's up?
You didn't have to do that in Yoshi's New Island or Woolly World.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess my memory's a little hazy on that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that might have been something new.
Otherwise,
but at least that makes it, you know what I mean? Because I remember, in the Super Nintendo, the original Yoshi's Island, you'd have to do it all in one run, so to get that 100. So like that was.
What am I, Greg Leahy?
Yeah. I don't know. That was terrible, Greg Leahy.
What?
Do you think Greg Leahy is a pirate?
I do.
I mean, borderline, yeah.
Pirate or some sort of dungeon keeper. An amazing dungeon keeper.
So it's to each their own. It is still a Yoshi game. But what I would say that I personally really like about Yoshi games is that the difficulty adapts to your play style. So if you just want to run through Yoshi's Crafted World, use those box suits that protect you from 3 hits that if you put on an amiibo or do the gotcha machine.
You mean the Casey mode?
The Casey mode, the mellow mode, the Casey mode.
Just chillin',
if you want to do that and just get through the levels and then beat a game and have it be a fun, nice, easy Yoshi adventure, you can do that. If you want to play through a Yoshi platformer, normally get stuff along the way at like a moderate difficulty, that's something you can do. And I actually like this because this game is harder to me than Yoshi's Woolly World was, which I felt was like easy to a fault.
Honestly, there's a big change in the scope of this game too. I mean, from what I played in the demo, I played the demo for like 10 minutes while we were recording a podcast like 2 weeks ago, and there's a huge emphasis on the depth of the level, right? I mean, so it actually is pretty cool. Like, not only are you walking, like choosing paths and going in and out, but you're actually like throwing and attacking things in the distance that affect things that, I mean, I know that's not a huge change because you still do that, but it does add the Y coordinate to your playing, where suddenly the things in the background that you think you couldn't really have anything to do with is like it opens up a whole new path, or there's a flower hidden behind that stupid thing that I just threw an egg at.
Yeah, that was something I was worried that I wouldn't like going into the game.
And how is it?
It's good.
Okay.
The stuff in the background that like you're supposed to hit and you shouldn't miss, you'll know beforehand, because the robot dude who just is in each world will tell you, hey, I'm looking for this souvenir. If you see a orange bottle, throw an egg at it. And then you do that, and then you end up getting an extra sun or whatever.
Can you say, no, you do it? What's in it for me?
I don't want to.
It's not one of those things where like you need to hit every single thing you see in the level. It's a constant puzzle to be solved. Like that stress doesn't really factor into the game too much. So I see it as like an extra puzzly element to the game that you only have to engage with as much as you want. And the only collectibles you'll ever need to collect through it are usually clearly marked. So it's not like you have to hit this tiny pixel in the blurry background. It's, there's a present there that'll give me a red coin if I hit it. Like, that going in.
You know what this game reminds me of, really, is Retro's Donkey Kong. And if Alex is on here, we got to talk about Donkey Kong Country and Tropical Freeze and Returns. Because that's a lot, like, I mean, with Good Feel, right? You're like, I kind of put Good Feel almost on a pedestal with Retro, in that I love Wario land, shake it, and I really love Epic Yarn. And then Woolly World was just kind of a misstep in some areas, but I still truly enjoyed Woolly World for what it was. And it was kind of like, what's next? Okay, Retro did Donkey Kong Returns. What are they gonna do next? Oh my goodness, they're doing Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And I kind of feel like this is the Yoshi's Tropical Freeze, and it's kind of like its own new series of games. The Yoshi's World series. Now, does it seem like that? Does it seem like a sequel?
No. I say that as someone who did not really like Woolly World that much. Crafted World feels... I think
More
the plat...
crafted?
It feels more crafted. It reminds me, you ever play Tearaway?
Yes.
I played that a little bit on the Vita. I mean, I played it for 10 minutes, and I was like, okay.
It feels like they put more work into the style of this game because everything has a crafted stop motion animation look to it. And in the way that you're interacting with the environment all the time, it feels like the art style is a little more than just an art style like it was in Woolly World.
That's cool. That's cool.
Because Epic Yarn, I felt utilized the craft aspect a little more than Yoshi's Woolly World did, and I would say Crafted World further does so.
Oh, cool.
But you can't collect yarn for new skins. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
But there are tons of skins, though, right?
Well, they're like
Yeah, there's
cardboard
tons.
boxes almost, right? They you wrap. They're like little costumes for the Yoshi.
Oh, that's it?
I think.
Yeah. Except,
so you can't just have a different... It's that has to be like the mellow mode?
Oh, no. So...
Okay.
That's not necessarily the mellow mode. The mellow... I misspoke that, but...
Oh, you misspoke. Okay.
Oh.
You come onto our podcast and you miss.
You know why? He's from Boston. You can't trust a guy from Boston.
Hey, I can trust a guy from Boston.
You know what they call those people from Boston, right?
Bostonians?
That's one.
Bostonites.
They're massholes.
That's... So...
Please don't call Alex that.
Why? He's from Massachusetts.
Hey, good job.
And
I
he's
didn't think you could say Massachusetts, to be honest.
And a whole great guy,
He is. Can you please not? Alex, I'm sorry.
I'm really
very
offended right now.
Yeah, I mean, you did misspeak, but we shouldn't, or Casey shouldn't have said that. Anyway, what,
yeah. So, okay.
What were we saying?
I
you
derailed
put
the
down-
podcast.
There are gacha machines in each world where you can unlock costumes for Yoshi to wear.
Gotcha.
Except they're boxes that are oversized
That's
that
amazing.
protects Yoshi from getting hits, which I think was seen in the Nintendo Direct. But you also get the option to play as any one of 8 different colored Yoshis. So it's not like Woolly World where there's the Moo print and then there's the polka dot watermelon.
Yeah.
There's red, blue,
Your
light
standard
blue,
Yoshi.
So I can't
purple,
play.
green.
There's no Nest colored.
No.
That was seriously
man.
my most favorite part of Woolly World was just collecting those yarns and
was
getting
fun.
the new skins because like you said there were so many outrageous crazy skins that it was just so
Of
much
that huge
fun.
nose.
Oh god, so good. And it was like, oh well, I'm gonna ride this one and I'm not gonna find a better skin. And then all of a sudden the next level you're like, oh my god, this one's even better.
Yeah.
I had a blast switching those up.
Yeah.
And,
That's a shame, actually.
And that was one of those strong incentives to go out and collect.
Yeah, that was
those
things,
things,
this is worth it. The
Yeah.
collectibles are worth it.
You
'cause
actually
it's
got
new
a nice
thing.
reward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, I love the game so far, and I was not a fan of any Good Feel games before this, and I think they got it this time. That's my review so far, being maybe 80 to 85% through the main quest.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. I am excited to play. I'm very excited to play, actually. I've just had not a second to do it, but I will. And then I'll talk about it next week, along with
Sick.
another game called Always Awakening that I've been playing. This is actually really awesome. I don't know if you guys know about that game, but it is really, really good. But I'll talk about it next week. So you'll know about it next week.
Yeah, stop with the spoilers already. Jeez.
Sorry.
Spoiling 134 already, Perry.
Okay, Casey, go ahead and talk about your game.
Oh, what game do you think I'm going to talk about right now? Which one?
Oh, I figured it'd be the next one.
The one that's on the list next? Exactly. And that is Final Fantasy VII. You should just let that music continue to ring out because this soundtrack is heavenly. Woo-hoo-hoo. But anyway, so yes,
is that the game with the slimes, the blue slimes?
Yes, and it's got really good music as well. But no,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think. Is there some sort of blue slimy? I mean, obviously not like a slime enemy, but no, I don't think so. But yes, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII. Obviously, it is a game I've been talking about for a couple weeks now, since we knew it was coming out. And oh man, it feels so good. Just firing it up on a Nintendo console is it's just like, it's funny to think back like 20 years ago, you know, I would have been like, yeah, right, you know, 20 years I'll be playing this on a Nintendo system? Sure. Yet here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, funny how the world works.
It has been mended.
Yeah. All is right with the world. But yeah, so I've been playing Final Fantasy VII, and it is a fantastic RPG, good old-fashioned JRPG, probably the RPG that sort of popularized, you know, the Japanese role-playing game in the West back then. It obviously super critically acclaimed. Everyone loves it. It is you know, I could talk about it forever, but at the same token, I'm sure everyone's heard about it forever. So I'll just get more into what's cool about the Switch version. Now, obviously, being able to play in handheld is amazing, you know? And I think that just goes for any RPG that's going to take you tens of hundreds of hours. This game won't take you 100 hours, but like, you know, Dragon Quest games, you know, when they continue to keep coming on the Switch, hopefully they bring some more. It's like those games are super duper long, you know, so it's like the portability is just super important, especially to me with these games, because you can just play them whenever and wherever and for small chunks or whatever. Now what's also cool is there are a couple of different options, and you can remember back to when I was talking about Final Fantasy IX, how they had the option to sort of speed time up, but what you'd have to do is like press start and like hit a button, then press start again, you know, to get back into the action. And it was sort of annoying. Like it wasn't the worst because like I was trying not to be on, you know, fast forward mode too much. You know, I didn't want to ruin the experience, so I used it mostly for battles, just to make them sort of go faster, because they really took their time getting into the battles, because it was like, look at these sweet 3D graphics, you know. With this, it is way better, because all you need to do is click in the left stick, and then it jumps into 3 times normal speed.
There you go.
So it's super duper convenient and super easy to just, with a click of a button. So pretty much every single battle I'm doing, outside of any like boss battles, you know, where you sort of want to have that suspense going on, it's just, I have that, you know, automatically on ×3. Same with like if you're traveling long distance out in the, you know, continent or whatever. It's just really nice to be able to slap that on there. You can also turn off random encounters as well. I haven't done that yet because, like I said, honestly, with the ×3, it doesn't bother me to get into battles, and it's like I want to be getting experience and stuff anyway, so that doesn't bother me. And the funniest thing is, if you just click in the right stick, it's like auto win mode. So essentially, there are these things called limit breaks. As you get hit, your limit break gauge fills up, and then when you fill it all the way up, you get to do like a super powered attack. Now, if you press the right stick in, you just automatically fill up your limit gauge, and like your health gets filled up. So it's just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna wreck everything, and it's, you know what I mean? it's not something that I'm using. Like I actually the first time I clicked it in by accident, I was like, why? Like what the heck? Like why are my limit breaks filled? You know. So I try to avoid that because that really is just sort of breaking the game. But I guess it is one of those situations where if, say, you find yourself like, oh crap, I haven't saved for an hour and I'm about to die. You know, I guess it's nice to be like, well, I'm just gonna hit that right click in so I don't have to lose a ton of progress. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy VII, the game itself, I just really love the tone of it. Pretty much, you know, you're a part of this rebellion group against the big bad corporation, which is sucking out all of the energy out of the earth for profit. Mako or Mako, I think it's Mako, M-A-K-O, like Mako energy, and they're just sapping the world of this energy that it needs to live. So Avalanche is sort of like, we're going to try and go up against Shinra and stop them from destroying our planet, essentially. And it's just really gritty, you know, Midgar, you're in there, and it's like, oh man, the slums are down here, and it's just sort of interesting to see, like, you got the rich people living on top of the plates, and then you've got the poor people living in the slums underneath the plates where they don't ever get to see the sun, you know, and it's sort of like it's depressing, but it's, I don't know, I find it really interesting, and it's a story that sort of grasps me. And I think a lot of people really enjoy it. So, but yeah, Final Fantasy VII, totally a great game. If you never played it, I think the Switch version is a good option to go. I think like you can look at like video comparison. I've heard.
I believe you can on NWR TV.
Yeah, I believe good old David Lloyd hooked it up. And like the character models are like more HD, so like they sort of stand out a little bit more than other versions. But I don't know it. It hasn't bothered me.
It's like, David,
yeah.
This one, which one did he compare it to?
I think it was the original game running on a PS2. Now, I don't know if that's going to affect anything. Like, I'm pretty sure there was just a PS1 inside of a PS2. So it should be essentially like it's on the original hardware.
It's like, David, this one is obviously off-screen footage with a video camera for the PS2 one.
Of course this one looks like garbage. There's like, but he's up in Canada, so there's like snowflakes. That would
be so funny to do on NWR TV. Like do a
serious video though, like, and everyone's just
like with the new NES games coming out, to do like a graphics comparison.
Yeah,
like with the CRT TV, like
it looks so much better
like
on the
off-screen.
Switch version. But you know there'd still be people on YouTube.
I think that has to be done.
They'd still be like, the NES version still looks way better.
Oh, and the other people would be like, what are you guys talking about? Like, that's obviously off-screen footage on a... Like, they would not even...
What are you, stupid?
They would not get it. It's amazing.
But yeah,
anyway.
Final Fantasy VII, baby.
Well, I want to know, Alex, are you a Final Fantasy guy?
I loved 15, and that was the only Final Fantasy game I've ever played to completion.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Oh, to completion. Well, that makes sense. I don't think a lot of people play Final Fantasy games.
Have you played Final Fantasy VII ever?
I've played like the first hour of it before.
Okay.
Well, so I'm actually interested in this.
Woo! Yes, dude. You should do it.
Okay. How much is it? Like $16?
I think it's $16.99.
That's not 16.
Yeah. Well, if it was $16.99, I wouldn't have bought it. Not at the Jimmy price like that.
That's right. Not the Jimbot price.
Jimmy John's.
But Alex, for the segue into your next game, you mentioned Yoshi being... You said the original, Yoshi's Island is one of the best platformers of all time, and that is my opinion on this next game that you've played.
Bubsy 3D.
No! No, that's not it.
New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
You should just play more Final Fantasy music there because it's so good, but I digress.
It is
Maybe I'll do that, Casey.
It is a rock-solid platformer, and I really hope they make another new Super Mario Bros. Game someday. I'm ready for a new one.
Part of me thought you were just going to stop. It's a rock-solid platformer. And, like, that was going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
There's not that
we
much
have
to
talked
say.
a ton about on this show. We've talked a ton about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a very good game.
Because I did 100% that game, and
Nerd.
Luigi U, if I may bring that up again.
How many hours?
Together I think it was like, it wasn't that much. I think it was like 27 or 30 hours for both games. Like not that much. I think. I'll check right now. Because I am curious. But I enjoyed every single bit of it. It was so much fun playing. Now, and I didn't do any of the challenges though.
Oh, well then you
Yeah,
did
which are
100% Jack
amazing.
Diddley.
Well, the campaign.
Oh, so
I got
you
the five.
beat
I got the 5
game.
shiny stars.
Look at this guy.
The challenges aren't part of New Super Mario Bros.
I don't know, man.
Dingleberry.
If you're trying to claim 100% completion, then that includes
Just shut up.
that includes everything.
Hey,
That means
hey, why don't
you've
you go
done it
finish
all.
Final Fantasy VII?
I will, but I won't
Okay.
100% it because I'm probably not going to do everything there is to see in that game.
Okay, fine. All right, continue, Alex.
Yeah. So I 100%ed New Super Mario Brothers also, except only 4 of the stars triggered unlocked for me.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I remember that's so interesting.
Because
Because-
I did all the goalposts, all 94 or whatever flags.
94, yeah.
I beat every single
flags.
level. I got 3 stars on all of the last Star World, plus all the levels before that.
Are you sure there's not one that you missed?
I'm pretty positive. And then there was the 9th level, which was a weird level to end the game on. That's the one
Yes,
where
I
you're
talked
chasing the
about
shell.
Yes. Yeah, I liked it.
It was,
I liked
it was
it
fun.
because, well, like I said before, the level that you get for completing everything in 3D Land was like super, super hard and awesome. But with this one, I was like, when I got to the point of, it's like, I don't know if I can do I don't know if I want a super, super challenging level. Like, I would do it, and I would have done it. But it's just like, it was nice to have like an easy level that was more gimmicky and just kind of celebratory. But, I would have been fine with a harder level too.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
I will say I've certainly not 100% of that game. I probably like 50% of that game. Because I remember when I bought my Wii U, I was like, oh baby, like the super arts. Like I can't think of the famous painting. Like Starry Night, is that the one I'm thinking of?
Starry
that
Night,
they
yeah. Van Gogh.
Yeah, and I remember I was like, man, like that level looks so amazing, and I feel like
does look
I was
awesome.
super motivated. I was like playing the crap out of that game, got to that level, beat it, and then I was like, all right, now I could take a break, and then I just like never went back. Although I did play some of the later levels in San Antonio with Perry
Yeah, that
Perry
was fun.
Jerkum himself.
That's right. That did happen. And it would have happened in Boston with Alex had we been at PAX East.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, you guys.
Me
Yeah.
too.
You know what, though? I mean, I guess we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into
We'll
the
get
whole
into that
PAX.
Because
Yeah.
I think Casey has another game to talk about.
Yes, I do. And this game, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this game.
No.
No.
Nope.
This game is...
I didn't know if it was a game.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know if many people will have heard of this game, or have heard of this game, I should say. It is called Switch and Shoot. Now, this is sort of funny because I was actually perusing Reddit, as I do, and the developer himself, or herself, they posted about it and like sort of had, I forgot if it was a video or whatever, and I looked and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, is this from the person that made Downwell? And I was like, because it looks just like it. And then it was not, it's somebody else, but it definitely looks like Downwell.
You have my attention.
Because it's funny, like, you know how you get the different palettes in Downwell? Like, that was part of the promo, was like, different palettes, and that's when I initially thought, I was like, oh, this is totally from the people of Downwell.
Different palettes.
yeah.
I love different palettes.
I do. A good old palette. Now, the thing with this is you can just change up the palettes however you want. You don't actually unlock it. So you just get freedom to make whatever. But essentially, this is a shooter, right? And you control a ship, and you just shoot oncoming enemies. Now, the trick is there is only one button you need to press, and that's it. And you don't even control your
game?
Yeah, literally, the entire game.
What about in the menus?
What's up?
The menus?
Yep, one button. Although I guess the second button, I guess if you want to say, if you press the plus button, it switches to tate mode.
Did you just say tate?
Tate mode.
Wow. Now I gotta start calling it Tate.
Tate mode. But so what this is, it's a shooter, right? So your ship is just always moving. And if you don't touch a single button, it'll go off the side of the screen and then just scroll back on the other side of the screen. So when you hit A, you shoot, but then you also change directions. So that's the whole game is just one button, and it's shooting and managing which direction you're going in. And you have these enemies flying down, and they don't shoot or anything, they just come straight down, and when they hit the bottom, they just hang out there for a second and then they explode. So it's not crucial to kill them before they get to it, because you can still live, but you'll just have to avoid them, because if you get hit, then you're going to die. Now, what happens is, as you're killing enemies and you're just going along, you'll be racking up points, but also it looks like a coin almost drops down, and you want to collect those. And again, that's sort of like, all right, I need to shoot and get over to where that coin's dropping to pick it up, and then you'll power up, and your weapon will get increased. And like at first, it starts off where it gets a little, like a little thicker of a bullet. Then a little thicker more, then it shoots double, then it shoots triple, then it shoots a laser, which is just constant and just destroys everything. And then that's 5 pickups of the power-up to get to that point. When you get to that point, all of a sudden, lava comes in from the side, just like a 1/4 inch on each side. So now you can't scroll from, you know what I mean? You can't like hit the left side of the screen and then come back on the right side, because you'll die, because you hit the lava. Then you collect one more power-up, and then you go to the next sector, and then everything restarts back, like you're back down to your puny weapon, and now you're in Sector 2. And essentially, you're just going to continue to do that, but it's going to get progressively harder as you go. So, Sector 1, there's not a ton of enemies, and it's not too difficult, right? Sector 2, a little harder. Sector 3 again. Then, when you hit Sector 4, you actually face a boss. And this boss is like a big goofy dude, and you got to shoot him in the eyes. And then when you shoot him in the eye, both eyes, then like a power-up drops, and then you want to collect it. But he'll shoot out a laser out of his mouth, and again, you get hit with that, you're in trouble. So essentially, the first couple sections of the boss aren't too bad, as you're collecting the power-ups. But then when you get to that point where the lava's on the side and he's shooting a laser, there's not a whole lot of room to operate, And it's like, and you need to control your ship by just pressing a button, and like you could keep tapping A to sort of keep shooting and like sort of stay in a very tight little area, But it gets hard. And then eventually, it took me a while, but I was able to kill that boss, and then it just gets really mean because enemies start coming down super fast, and if you're not killing enemies, you're going to just find a ton of them on the bottom. You're going to have no room to operate, and you're just going to, you're going to, more often than not, you're going to find yourself blowing up. But it's funny because, like, it's such a simple concept, but it's, like, super and strangely addicting because it's, like in the beginning, it takes a second.
It has a hook.
Yeah, in the beginning, it's, like, you don't really, like, okay, like, I'm trying to sort of just get my head around this controlling of the ship by shooting, but also dealing with, like, the enemies and stuff. And then, like, then it just gets to the point where you're like, oh, like, I can do this better, and then, just, again, it's sort of that, like, one more, and the games are quick, like, it doesn't take you long to get up to that boss once you sort of get the hang of it, and I believe Justin Nation said there are 7 levels? Or 7 sectors, so I'm assuming you go through 5 and 6, and then you face, like, the ultimate boss at 7. I haven't made it past 5, or, yeah, I haven't made it past 5 yet. Yeah, loser. But what's interesting is, if you miss a power-up, you actually go back a step, right? So say you've gotten to the point where you're shooting out 2 bullets, but you miss a power-up, then you're back down to 1. And if that happens when you get to the laser and the sides have sort of moved in a little bit, they stay there. So now, if you miss that one when you have the laser, you're back down to the weaker weapon, and you get to continue with the lava on the walls. And then when you pick that next power up, the lava pushes in even further in, So that wasn't really too much of an issue for me early on, but I could see that being a serious issue in, levels 5 and 6, and as you get deeper into the game. Now, I will say the playing field isn't very big. So, when you're playing on the Switch regular, or, you're playing on the TV, like, they just have, like, pictures on either side, whatever, just eating up the negative space that isn't being used. And it's, like, it's not bad, but it's definitely better to play in Tate mode, to me, because it just feels, everything's bigger, obviously. It feels more natural, So I busted out the old Hori play stand, and that's how I was playing it the majority of the time. And I think that's the way to play it if you're going to, or if you had the flip grip or something. But yeah, like I said, a super cute little game. Like I said, like when I was reading that it was 1 button, I was thinking, oh, like 1 button to shoot, and then you just 1 button plus the analog stick, right? Like that's just sort of where my head went. But it's true, one button.
It's 1 button.
A singular button. And you know what the best part is? This game is $4.59.
Oh, that's not.
And if you pre-order it,
$4.59.
if you pre-order it, it's $3.90 right now. So it's nice and cheap. It's a fun game to pick up and play. And if you're gonna try and get to the end, it's gonna be tough.
Does it look good?
Yeah, like I said, it looks pretty similar to Downwell in the sense, like, the standard, it's like your ship is white, the enemies are that red color flying down, and then, like, the background's just black with, like, the occasional little star, white stars in the background kind of thing. So it's not, like, too fancy, really, but it gets the job done, And I think there's really only 1 song that continuously plays, but, like, surprisingly enough, I wasn't getting that tired of it, like, it wasn't like it's not a grating song, and it's not like, oh man, I wish it would change up. It sort of has that good pace to it, and sort of works well with the style of play. But yeah, like, truly a surprising little game. Like I said, I was going to actually reach out to the developer when I saw them post on Reddit, but good old Nation, the national treasure himself, passed an extra code along to me, so I was able to check it out.
Cool. All right. When does this come out?
This comes out the 10th, so which is weird. I guess the 10th's a Wednesday. It comes out next week. So if you're listening to this on Thursday or Friday, sometime the middle of next week, it'll be coming out.
All right.
And just a clever little name to get the Switch name in there too. Switch and shoot, bam, bam.
Switch and shoot, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Not messing around. But yeah, that's
Okay.
I think that's gonna bring us to the end of what we've been playing, right? Because Jimmy Boy doesn't have anything to talk about this week.
Well,
he's just here for the ride.
Probably do. I'm trying to think.
I mean, if you don't have anything, you don't have to. It's okay.
Yeah, I have been playing one thing that I don't think we can talk about yet. It's. I'll give you one hint. Plate foot. That's my hint. And then I've been another. then the Alwa's Awakening, which I'll just quickly say is really great so far. It's like a Metroidvania. So, and I just want to play a little more so I can talk more about it next week.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. You just better bring the heat for the rest of the show then.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will then. So let's take a quick little musical break, and when we come back, we're gonna do the new eShop round.
Is that more Final Fantasy music? Alrighty, we are back, and it is that time once again for the new eShop Roundup.
The new eShop Roundup. eHaw.
eHaw.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, baby. That might have
Alex,
to be it. Yeah, he's made the new jingle that Perry needs to make.
Seriously.
Unless
No,
if he already made it, then I
I
apologize.
did make it. You did. I did make it. Alex, I have to admit, when I think of people from Boston, I just think of that guy from King of the Hill that visits Hank, who wants to be a cowboy.
Oh, God,
And
he's
that's
the worst.
who you just reminded me of. That guy is amazing. Who he loves Satherton. Because Satherton's a cowboy.
Because Thatherton's not, he's not afraid to lean into it, you know. But Frank's.
I'll fight you,
oh my
partner.
God, call him Frank. Hank's a man of morals, you know.
Hank
Frank Hill. Imagine, in an alternate universe.
Frank. Frank Hill. That's really funny. Anyway, let's get into our picks. I'm gonna go first. You
Let's
know what?
hear it,
I'm gonna
Perry.
go first.
I want to hear your pick of the week.
That's right, and that
Your
is
pick.
Sega Ages. Which, did you know?
Sages?
Sega backwards is ages. So if people didn't realize that, there you go. Alex Kidd in Miracle World, and this is for the this is from the the ages, and this is the Master System. So, and it looks really good, honestly. The port looks great. It has some cute little art to it around the borders. And Alex Kidd I've always been interested because apparently. I'm not all up on my Sega history, but apparently Alex Kidd was the platformer pre-Sonic, right? I mean, that was the Sega platformer pre-Sonic. Do you guys know that?
Better days.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, well, it has to be better than Sonic. And it looks like a pretty cute game. And I know that our good friend of the show, Nicholas Bray, he's a huge fan of Alex Kidd. And I know he actually got this, and he's been posting about it on the Twitter, so that's always fun. And anyway, yeah, check it out. It's $7.99.
Boom.
It looks great.
What do you got, Alex? What are you bringing to the table?
So I went into the Switch eShop and was looking for a game that I had no idea what it was. And the game I found was a game called Lyrica, a music game that has Chinese poetry as its theme and comes and goes between modern and ancient China. 1999. It's a game that allows players to enjoy musical pieces that are fusions of the classical Chinese poetry of Li Bai and Du Fu with modern music such as rock, ballad, and jazz. Because when I think of modern music, I think of ballads.
It's funny, I saw that game looking through and I was like, it sort of looks interesting.
It looks like a rhythm game, and rhythm games are kind of like they're kind of like the pizza of video games, because the worst rhythm game you're gonna get is like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it ain't that bad, you know.
Yeah.
It's like South
true.
Carolina pizza. It's not great, but it's still not that bad, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Casey, I am disappointed in your, being Long Island-er. You don't really talk about pizza that much.
Well, when
Being
you're
a native
born into
New
it,
Yorker.
what's there to talk about? You just eat it.
I
and you
mean,
love
is that your favorite? Is New York style your favorite?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean,
There's New York style,
it's
there's
just
Chicago
pizza, you know?
style.
I guess
What about Mexican pizza?
I don't know if I've ever had a Chicago style pizza, to be
it the
honest.
deep dish?
No, I mean, I just a good old fashioned cheese slice. Although there was this really awesome place by my house, my old house in New York, Campagna's, and they always had fantastic specialty slices. Because I was never one, like, 9 out of 10 times, it's like, I'm just gonna get a good old fashioned cheese slice, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna get multiple of them, of course, but like that, that's all you need. No need to mess with perfection. But this place had like,
Right.
sometimes you go in there, you get the chicken bacon ranch slice, or the chicken and broccoli slice. Ooh, that mac and cheese, the ziti slice. Oh, they had crazy
Mac and cheese pizza?
Yeah, mac and cheese.
Okay, now you're going a little too off.
They had sesame chicken pizza. I mean, that's not something I normally get.
Sesame chicken pizza.
Yeah, they
That sounds like Alex said, chasical.
Yeah, that's a chasical slice right there.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyway, back on to topic here. I guess it's my turn to go here. I've got 2 games we're looking at. The first, Inferno Climber Reborn for $13.99. This is an action RPG, and looking at it, it reminds me of the N64 era, although graphically it's probably closer to like GameCube Wii-ish. Maybe not Wii-ish. Like, it's sort of polygonal, but like HD polygonal, you know? It's like...
Yeah.
But it looks sort of cute. It's got 8 characters that you could pick from, and yeah, I don't know. It just jumped off the page a little bit to me. But my pick of the week, Ultra Wings, and
Ultra Wings.
This is totally Pilot Wings for $19.99. Thrilling air races. You could pop balloons. You could take photos. You know, there's all sorts of things you can do. Perform spot landings. So it totally, and even looking at it visually, like you got your little island you're flying above, and you got your different planes, and it's totally just like, hey, you like Pilot Wings, and you don't know why Nintendo hasn't released a Pilot Wings for the Switch yet? Well, here you go. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have to see if anyone on the site wrote a review for this, because
I was just thinking. I think we should check that, because that sounds familiar.
Because like I said, I mean, like it's got like the nice stylized island and art. You know, it's totally something like I'd be interested in. You know,
and what's it called?
Ultra Wings.
That's right, Ultra. I know that if it's not up there, I know we're working on one. So.
I was gonna say, I don't see it for on the reviews. Like you said, maybe someone is currently working on it. On Metacritic, I only see one review for the Switch from Nintendo enthusiasts who give it a 7.5.
Oh.
Well, it's 75 out of 100. I don't know. I don't know their scoring metrics, but yeah, looks like a cute little game. $19.99, a little bit of a premium as far as the eShop goes, right? But yeah. There you have it.
But you know what? That's a good point that I think we should talk about, which is the $19.99 price point, and honestly, where we're at on the eShop with games like $9.99, $14.99, $19.99. Do you think, and I know this might sound really silly, but do you really think that where we're at now with so many releases, you're kind of at the point where you're going to buy the game if you want to get the game? I think especially with like a release, you know, of course, obviously, if it's something's like $3, it's gonna sell more, right, than if it's 15. But it's like, is there really a huge difference between 15 and $19.99, $14.99, $19.99?
I think so.
You think so?
I mean, I'm trying to think, like, for the hardcore gamer, quote unquote, you know, for people like us where like we get into there, it's like, oh, $5 difference, whatever. You know, but like there are definitely people who are out there on a budget, you know what I mean, who maybe they can only afford to buy one game a month, and if they're looking at 2 games that they're interested in both, and one's only $14.99 versus $19.99, maybe that's sort of the kicker, you know, that's going to push them to pick that game up instead of the other one.
Sure, especially from that point of view. Alex, what do you think?
Well, this guy's just throwing money away with his double sandwiches and stuff. He doesn't care.
No, I think the models for pricing games has evolved to a point where it's not just $10 games and $60 games anymore. There's a lot of mid-range games, a lot of $40 ones, there's a lot of $20 ones, there's a lot of $15 ones. And I guess it doesn't bother me too much. It's just a game-by-game basis whether I think a certain game represents that value. Like, to me, I haven't seen even a screenshot for Ultra Wings. $19.99 is too much for me to pay for this game, but maybe there's someone who really likes Pilot Wings and really needs their fix. $19.99 isn't the worst thing ever. So not my price, but probably someone's.
There you go. All right. Well, I think that will do it for our little eShop roundup. And that means that it's Casey's favorite time of the week, and also, obviously, Alex's favorite time of the week. which is
News Talk with Casey Gibson.
with Cassie Gibbons.
Jimmy Gibson. Yes, we got news. And this week, I'd say there are a bunch of news bits, but they're none are too herdy, you know? So we're going to probably blow through these relatively quick. But first off, we're going to start out with the news that you can get 12 months free Nintendo Online with Twitch Prime memberships. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people have, Prime. So now you can get a 12-month subscription for that.
Woohoo!
I don't have it anymore, and I'm on Perry's plan, so it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I mean, I think
You
that's
still haven't paid me for that, you big gym bot. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well, what owe you? $4?
You don't owe me anything, buddy. Your friendship is just enough. Alex, you can join too if you'd like.
I'm all set, guys.
All right. Well, if you ever need another account, I think I got one left.
Okay.
You're welcome to join.
No, so I have Nintendo Switch Online. The only thing I'll note here is that it's not exactly 12 months. You get 3 months up front, and then 60 days after you redeem that 3 months, then you get the other 9 months. So like you have to pay for 2 months.
I guess that makes
Before
sense.
you'll
So
get
people aren't just doing like the 1 month Prime to snag the 12 months.
Yeah, that makes
The
sense.
Switch.
Yeah.
But then at that point, it's like, if you're really that concerned, why don't you just buy the $20 Nintendo Switch membership instead of wasting your money on Prime, Like, if you were, like, you know what I mean? If you were trying to just beat the system like that. But anyway.
That's
Moving
funny.
along here, we got some news that Mario and Sonic are back, baby. And
this is
taking
interesting.
they're taking to Tokyo for the 2020 Olympic Games.
They missed out on the 2018.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because last one was 2016 was last time we saw a Mario and Sonic game. They announced that there will be a Switch version as well as an arcade version. Switch version coming later this year, 2019, and the arcade in 2020. I assume the arcade is probably only going to be probably available in Japan, in Tokyo, to sort of, to get those people who are all visiting the area. Be like, hey, play Mario and Sonic. Have either of you guys played any of these games?
Never.
Yes.
Are they any good?
My first review for Nintendo World Report ever was the London 2012 Olympics. I played the one on 3DS, and it was an okay minigame collection.
Just okay?
For the that was the 3DS, right?
Yeah.
Now, the one that tempted me the most was the Wii U one. And I almost got that one time with at Toys R Us when they had the
Super sale or
a
something.
very, very obvious glitch in their system where it was like $2, and I bought it, and it came like with a Wiimote, like that was like it was like the obvious thing. But I got it, and I had the thing, and they canceled it, and I went to the store and saw if I could get it, and they still wouldn't let me get it. Anyway, I almost played it. Because that was the dark Wii U days.
Honestly, like, they look like they could sort of be fun, Like Alex said, they're like little mini game collections. So, I mean, the worst cases, you get some cruddy mini games. I'm sure there are going to be at least a couple that are fun enough, 2020 in Tokyo, that's Summer Olympics, right? Because I think I remember seeing a screenshot of like Mario running around a track or something.
No, I don't think so.
Hold
Because
on. I'm hitting the Google.
wasn't the 2016, or maybe it was 2014 that was the last one.
Well, no. Because I remember seeing that it said the last time Mario and Sonic was 2016. But now it's
okay.
Now the Olympics is every 2 years.
It's always been every 2 years.
Well, no, it used to be every 4. And it would still alternate, so there'd only be like summer games every 8 years. You know what I mean? And then they changed it. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Since when?
Like way back. I don't know how recent it was. Like I'm pretty sure like a while ago, it was like that. 2020 Winter Olympics in Beijing.
Okay.
South Korea and that's 22-22. Oh God. What? Oh.
I'm so confused. Alex, help us. Don't you know?
Yeah, summer Olympics in Tokyo. Okay.
Yeah, so my family's Greek, so I should know this, but I don't.
You're the inventor.
Yeah.
I'm Jonathan Olympics.
Yeah.
The Olympics.
Johnny Olympics.
Actually, by the way, Alexander Olympics sounds like an amazing name for like a character in something.
Like the
name of a
most
game.
Balling name of all time.
Alexander Olympics. That's awesome. And I can see like the laurel, like the Greek, like cool. You got a new nickname, Alex. Alexander Olympics.
Alexander the Olympic Games,
The
Culafi.
Olympics. I love it.
Okay, so
Anyway.
I might have been making that up about the Olympics being every 8 years.
It's actually every 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
okay. Let's not. I'm not editing any of this out. So let's.
Well,
just move
now
on.
we need to get the facts straight here.
Okay.
Because,
I was hoping. I could have sworn it was every 2 years and it alternated.
see, I thought it was like that, but for some reason I thought like way back in the day, like it used to be that it was like every 8. Because then it was like, well, that's not fair. Because then it's like, what do you maybe get 2 if you're lucky? You know what I mean? Like if you're like a Winter Olympics person. And like, you'd be like, well, that's sort of unfair, you know? Let's see. So it was back then. Well, there you go. The Winter Olympics first started in 1924, right? So...
And then before 1992, the Summer and Winter Olympics were held at the same time every 4 years.
See, that's what it... Okay, yeah, because maybe that's what I was thinking.
And now it are every 2 years, alternating between summer and winter. So
Okay.
ever since I was born,
So maybe that's
but
what I
not
was
you,
thinking of.
Cassie.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
that precisely what I meant. Moving along.
I knew it. You knew it all along.
I was just making sure that our listeners all knew
You're just
what was
checking.
going on. Yep.
You're just checking Mr. Olympics and me and Pert.
Old Purdy.
Gotcha.
Moving along here, we've got Rhythm Heaven designer, composer, and songwriter says he would be willing to create a new Switch Rhythm Heaven
Whoa.
if demand is high enough.
Whoa, you just got my attention.
And my initial thoughts are like, well, duh, like what are we waiting for, you know?
Well, actually, Nintendo, if you would rather go with, a Western composer who is a huge fan,
Hot off the
I'll
presses of the
compose it.
recent release or soon to be released Hickenwiggle.
yeah, I'm just saying. So,
But yeah, could you imagine that Rhythm Heaven with the HD rumble? Ooh-wee.
I really could, and I love it. I love Rhythm Heaven so much.
It is so
I do.
good.
it's
Speaking
time.
of HD rumble, real quick, a sidebar. Man, Blaster Master does not mess around with its use of
No, it
HD
doesn't.
rumble.
Isn't it amazing?
I was playing, I was like, oh man, I forgot like games really can use this, you know? It was like,
And you know what I love is like how the big aspect is jumping down,
oh yeah,
Off
the
of,
slam.
and so that slam it feels so good. Heck yeah.
Boom. Perry, why don't you take this next little tiddly bit?
Oh, yeah, this was weird. Monolith Soft is hiring staff for the next Zelda game.
Do you think that Zelda game will be on the Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Will it also be on the following console?
No.
All right, quick turnaround. You think it's going to be using the same, like, Breath of the Wild
Yes.
engine / world?
Well, because
Yeah.
the Breath of the Wild engine is the Xenoblade Chronicles X engine, as far as I know. There's some relationship Monolith Soft has with Nintendo. Well, other than being their company, there's but I'm pretty sure it's the same engine. It's one of the Xenoblade engines. Is also the Zelda Breath of the Wild engine. So knowing that
Is that
Monolith
confirmed, or is that just gossiping? I'm just wondering.
Xenoblade
I mean, I've definitely
Breath
heard
of
that
the
before. Like you said, if there's truth behind it or if it's just like a misconception. But I know Monolith Soft has definitely, you know what I mean, definitely worked on some Zelda stuff. So, I mean, it makes sense. But
They
yeah.
have? Did they work on Zelda stuff?
I'm-
I kind of have forgotten about that.
I'm pretty sure I remember they like came in and helped with Breath of the Wild. I know.
Okay, yeah, that sounds kind of familiar.
And they also Mario Kart, right? They designed some levels or something. Or am I thinking
No,
of
that's
a different...
retro with
retro?
Mario Kart
That's
7.
it.
You
That's
dingbat.
right. Well, you shut your pie hole.
Okay.
All right. But yes, yeah. I mean, exciting news. Obviously, whenever Zelda is mentioned, ears perk up because we're ready. Obviously, we're going to be getting Link's Awakening remake later this year, which is going to be sweet. But yeah, I think that's going to tide us over for maybe it'll be the Switch's swan song, you know, like in the final year or like the final big Christmas. No, not Link's Awakening. This new Zelda game.
No, I know. No way.
You think it's going to be 2020?
No.
2021? Because that could be the Switch's last year or two.
No way.
I don't know, man. Because think of
I have no idea.
2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. You know, it's getting to that realm.
I have no idea.
Because it's going to be lagging behind graphically from PS5 and Xbox, whatever they're going to call it.
Okay.
Xbox One, too.
Does Nintendo even make anything other than a Switch, like, for their next console? Because I feel like once you've done this, you don't go back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be Switch 2. It's going to be...
Or Super Switch.
Beefed up. It'll have to be
Switch
like...
and shoot.
Yeah, Switch and shoot, baby. Coming out next week. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the model moving forward, and it'll be like, all right, it's going to be more powerful. It's going to have an OLED screen, you know, or something like that. Like the screen's going to be nicer. Maybe it comes with a beautiful stylus. Oh.
Ooh,
and a D-pad.
You've got my attention.
And a D-pad.
Oh, man.
But,
now you really got my attention. Yeah. And a second 3D screen that folds up.
They just re-released the 3DS.
Dude.
Switch 2!
I would get that.
But, Alex, why don't you take this next little bit, because you've got some more information hot off the presses to add to it.
Atlas continues to tease us. There's a Persona 5S website that now says more info on April 25th. And just a little while ago, an hour or two, Wario64 reported that Persona 5 on Switch is in Best Buy's employee system. And in addition to that, there are also listings for Metroid Prime Trilogy for Nintendo Switch and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And Link's Awakening is already in Best Buy system, so that's not a mistake.
Oh, I didn't know about those other 2 bits. He saved those for ooh. Please,
so,
Jeebus.
I mean, it's not like I doubt Nintendo puts those in itself, but everyone's treating this information like it's valid. So I guess it might be.
Must be, right?
Yeah.
Well,
we can always trust that.
I was to say, to me, I totally think Persona 5, like, it's happening. You know, like, it's happening. I'll eat my shorts if it doesn't.
Well, it already did happen, actually. It came out on the PS4.
Yeah. Hardy her. But yeah, I totally think Persona seems, you know, like obvious, but the other ones that, I mean, I think the trilogy makes sense too, because it'd be easy enough to port over, you know, you presumably, and like it would get the hype up for, you know, Metroid Prime 4, obviously. But yeah, Link to the Past. I mean, that was that. I hope and pray that's
Wait,
true.
Okay. Time out. I'm gonna just admit to you guys that I leaned over and I was thinking of something else. And did you just say Prime Trilogy and Link to the Past?
Yes.
That was in the system?
Yes.
Link to the Past.
Correct.
Were you not listening to that?
In addition to Awakening.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, I mean, presumably.
Wait. Oh, what if they do a combo pack?
With all three?
Is that what we're talking about?
What do you mean?
Wouldn't that be cool? If it was like, Four Swords and the other game, Link to the Past. They could do like the same thing, and it could be like a combo game.
And then they would be able to charge $60
release.
without people whining about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I mean,
sweet.
I'd be totally down with that.
I mean,
but
I would much rather have it 2 separate releases. I would let it be known that I would pay $60 each for 2 separate releases.
Well, that's probably what you're gonna have to do if it does come true.
Okay, then. So let it be known.
It has been known. It has been known. It has been duly noted.
All right.
But yes, moving right along, we've got some more news. Panic Button is bringing Hob, the definitive version, to the Switch today. That is, if you're listening to this today.
Oh, wow.
As in 2 days for us.
Don't know what Hob is.
I should say, I played this at PAX. I'm trying to think if this was like the year I played this was before you came to PAX or not. But it's like a cool, like the world transforms. It's really visually cool. I only played a little bit of it. You should look at some screenshots. It's like a gorgeous game. And it seems like it's a good fit for like a Nintendo console. Because I remember when I was playing, I was like, it feels like it should be like a Nintendo game, you know? But yeah, that game, I'm interested in that game. And if Panic Button is on the job, it's gonna run well and it's gonna be great. At least on the hardware. And sort of keeping with the Panic Button news, they're also bringing Torchlight 2 to consoles this fall. It didn't specify which console, but I can't imagine it wouldn't be coming to Switch. Torchlight is a pretty old game.
That's another game I don't know.
It's like a Diablo game.
I've heard of it. Oh, okay.
I think it's like pretty.
Okay, yeah, that's you. I think you've talked about it, right?
Yeah,
you've talked about Torchlight. That's
probably at some point. It's like from, I believe, some of the original like developers of Diablo or Diablo 2. Like when they left Blizzard, they went and they created this game. So it's that same sort of vibe where it's like you're going through killing enemies, picking up loot, and it's a Diablo-esque game, But a lot of people really love it. I played a little bit of it. I didn't get as deep into it, but yeah. Moving along, what do we got next? Good old Alex.
We got Enter the Gungeon free DLC, A Farewell to Arms, April 5th, also known as tomorrow.
Boom.
See, So, yeah.
Do you think they're saying goodbye to the Nintendo Classic ARMS?
Yes.
Farewell. We're killing you. Actually, funny enough, when Sandy was down here visiting, we played little ARMS.
Oh, really?
Yep. A Randy request.
So it was bad.
Yep.
Yeah, Enter the Gungeon. I was just thinking of this game the other day. A great game. This does not make me. I mean, this is cool. It's a very cool thing in theory. I'm not going to go back and download it and play it. I don't know. It's hard to go. Like Justin when we were talking with the National Treasure. It's hard to go back to games when there's a billion games coming forward. So it's like little updates, even though they're cool. It's hard. It's hard to go back.
Yeah, even for games I truly love, it's hard to go back.
No, exactly.
Because it's just like,
exactly.
Like you said, it's not like it. It's bad to say it feels like you're wasting your time, but it's sort of just like, I've played this game, I've enjoyed this game, I had a lot of fun with it, and sure, this new area and this new, little bit looks cool, but I could be using that time to play Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, and it's like I've put a bow on this, and yeah, it's like I'm not gonna unwrap the bow and open it back up again.
Yeah. The bow has been
put the bow on it.
The bow's been put, and once it's put,
you know how hard it is to tie a nice bow.
I mean, I don't, because I don't do it. Caitlin's the bow tie around here.
Gotcha. Well, ask her. Yeah. Okay, go ask her.
You've seen her rapping.
I'll wait.
She does it right.
Oh, there's a word. Impeccable?
Yeah, that would be impeccable.
She's an impeccable rapper.
Yeah.
In both senses.
The impeccable
of
one,
rapper.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
There you go. Have it. We also have some more DLC, don't we, Perry?
Yeah. Speak of the devil. Speak of free DLC that I won't make me go back and play the game. Mario Tennis Aces. Kamek is coming in April, which is this month.
Yeah, the way the DLC works for Mario Tennis Aces is you just need to go play an online tournament match, and then you unlock the character. So it's like each month, it's like, oh, April's month is Kamek or Kamek or whatever however you say it. And it's like, go play a random online match. Like, you could lose, it doesn't matter, just play it, and then you get the character, which is cool because it's helped promoting the online, life of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like you said, it's not something that's going to make me go back and play, but it's nice for when I do by chance go back and play, and it's like, ooh, I got a new character or two to mess around with.
Yep.
Next up here,
now this
Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is going to be launching relatively soon, next week, the 11th.
Oh, yeah.
April 11th.
This is that really good-looking game, right?
Yeah, it looks really beautiful, and I guess like it's got an interesting mechanic. I believe it's like you sort of like lose your sanity kind of thing, or something along those lines. Like you're juggling. I think it's sanity of some sort. But I don't know. It was one of those, like, people loved this game when it came out. Because, like, Ninja Theory, I guess, it's not like a big triple A, you know what I mean, studio. But I guess this is sort of like a triple A experience. So it was, like, really, like, people were like, wow, this game is top notch, I don't know if I will play it, but I'm interested in seeing how it runs on the Switch. I believe it was at PAX. Maybe Alex can talk about that. Maybe he can't.
Oh yeah, we gotta get to the topic of the show. What are we?
Yeah,
we'll
get there. We'll get there.
I have not played it yet, although I think the premise is very interesting.
Spoilers, Alex. Okay, we have one more news story. Can you just hold off?
Yeah, jeez, Alex. Well, actually, we got two because there's one more hot off the press. But we're going to get through here. I'm going to blast through these last couple. Wolfenstein Youngblood confirmed for Switch July 26th, which is day and date with the other versions. Cool. I know that's always a concern, right, with the Switch.
Yeah, it's
Nintendo.
crazy,
it's like,
right?
are we going to get it?
Awesome.
So it's
because Wolfenstein. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, we got Wolfenstein way later, but it's also, like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Wolfenstein had released when the Switch came out. Or, like, maybe it was in the beginning parts of it, So it's nice to see, like, okay, we're planning this ahead of time to launch on the Switch, and it's going to be day and date. Boom, boom.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, think Doom.
And Doom
Wolfenstein
Eternal,
2,
too, coming.
Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein Youngblood. It's just
good stuff.
That's pretty insane.
Good stuff. And to wrap out the news block, hot off the presses, we've got the latest NES games coming to the Switch Online. We've got Star Soldier. We've got Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. And we've got Punch-Out. So, pretty good collection of games right there.
Yeah. Heck yeah. No, I'm not going to buy the arcade version.
Boom. Yeah, no need.
I can't. I can just download it from your
And let it be known, this is Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream.
Gotcha.
Not the classic Mike Tyson.
It's kind of funny. Guess what I watched for the first time this last weekend?
What's that?
Well, I'll give you a hint. Punch-Out is what made me think of it.
Rocky?
Yes.
Ooh, the first one?
1 through 4.
Oh, you watched them all. Oh, no.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I still got to watch 5.
No, don't watch 5.
5 is terrible.
Sure? Dude, seriously, 5 is not worth your time.
Really?
Rocky 5 is the dumbest movie of all time.
Oh, no.
But here's the
thing.
Don't
tell me that.
But here's the thing.
Because I need to form my own opinions here.
Dude, trust me. Like, the premise is like, it's like his son comes up or something, or his stepson, I don't know. But it's like, it just gets asinine, dude. Like they're fighting in the street. Trust me. I promise you will. Don't watch it. But here's the thing. You absolutely, positively should watch Creed and Creed 2.
Creed is great.
Yeah, Creed is a really great movie, and Creed 2 is very, very good as well.
Okay.
But yeah, what did you think of 1 through 4?
What about Rocky Balboa?
Honestly,
it's okay.
I've never seen that one.
It's okay.
It's
so
okay.
should I just skip to Rocky Balboa?
I mean, if you're this invested in the series, I say watch Rocky V just so you can hate it alongside the rest of us. And Rocky Balboa is a little self-indulgent.
Hey, Casey, your advice is noted and appreciated.
I will just say, I was watching, me and my buddy, when we were living up in Utica, we had a Rocky marathon, and we were watching Rocky V, and my friend just got up. He was like, "That's it. I'm not watching the rest of this." Like, he got up and left, you know.
Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
so how did you like 1 through 4?
Okay. Dude, so this is so weird. It's just one of those things where I've always wanted to watch them. I just never have. Like, growing up, like, my family, like, we just didn't. It wasn't we were getting. It's just one of those things that you never watched. It just never. I never got into the scheme of things. But like, come to find out, like, you know, my family, like, my parents love it, and like, I just have never seen it. So Jill and I finally sat down and we watched the 4 of them across 3 different days, and I couldn't believe how awesome they are. I mean, they're artistic. The script is really cool, and Sylvester Stallone is awesome. Like, his directing and his story, I think they're great. I don't know. I like, my respect for Sylvester Stallone just went like through the roof. And do you know the story with the whole Rocky? How he?
Yeah,
you know that story?
They wanted to buy the script from him, but he was like, "No, like I'm playing Rocky."
Right. And he didn't give it up until he did, and he was so poor that he was like homeless, and he sold his dog.
Oh, that sounds so sad.
And I know, but then when he got, like, I've heard this, he got like $1 million deal or something like that. And the first thing he did is he went back and bought his dog, like every decent human being should. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I loved all 4 of them, even though they're all essentially the same.
Yeah, they're more like
not really.
I feel like,
I mean, you know
Rocky 1 was amazing, right? But like, the budget itself was a little, like, you could tell, you know, the lighting is
Rocky
super dark, you know. It's like,
I loved it, dude.
Oh no, me too.
I was all over that movie.
But then you see Rocky 2, and it's like, all right, this is Rocky 1 with money behind it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're
yeah.
And then, I mean, Mr. T. Like, I'd say 3
Mr. T is great.
my least favorite of the original 4. Don't get me wrong.
I think that's the common
I still love
conception.
it. You know, and then you got my favorite of Rocky 4 at the end is like his speech at the end of the fight.
I know.
And then
it's
also,
so like random and like, okay.
A whole stadium of like Russian people who hate Americans just start cheering for him, you know? I'm like,
yeah.
So funny, so good.
And I called all the plot twists, you know, because Jill watched them. There's like her favorite movies, like growing. I mean, like, you know, she loved them growing up, so she knew kind of stuff. And I was like, oh no, I bet this one's gonna die, and then he's gonna do that, and yeah. But yeah, I'm very impressed. I really like the Rocky. I really like the Rocky movies. And what makes things really, really weird about the 4th one is that I have a cousin who does MMA fighting, and he looks, I kid you not, exactly like the Russian from number 4. I mean, like, Drago. I mean, but but not so scary looking. He's actually very handsome, but he's tall, same like skin color, same facial structure, and he does MMA. It's crazy. I gotta show you a picture. You're not even gonna believe it. He looks exactly like him, and he's super tall. He's like 6'6". So anyway.
Well, spoiler alert, and it's not really a spoiler. It's like the premise of the movie, but Drago comes back in Creed 2, baby.
Oh yeah,
dude. Yeah.
That's cool.
You
dude.
should absolutely watch the Creed movies. They're really good.
Oh no. That was like I was gonna go through and do 5 and Balboa and then go to the Creed movies.
But anyway, yeah, we're getting a little off topic here.
Anyway,
that's the end of the old news
Sorry,
block.
Alex, you still here?
Yeah,
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the end of the news block / movie corner, and we're gonna take a quick little break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about PAX East with the man who was there.
Woo!
We are back, And
We're back. We left. We're back.
it is time, Perry. What time is it, Perry?
It's time to talk about PAX East. And we weren't there. We've been the PAX East guys for the past 2 years.
I've been for the last 4 years.
Well, bibbity skibbity, but we went south. We got a hankering for some barbecue. We went south.
We had to get our
barbecue.
big bibs.
We had to get a big bib. It was great. But luckily, Alex, our resident Bostonian, Mr. Olympics himself, was there. And he participated in many things there. Like, did you make it to the Nintendo appointment?
I sure did.
All right.
Woo, let's hear all about it.
I'm going to let you lead the discussion, Alex.
Okay. So, do you want like an overview of PAX East? I have a list of games next to me right now.
Well, you could just, whatever tickles your fancy.
Yeah, we could talk
whatever tickles your
games,
Jimmy.
You don't have to go super in depth. You can give quick impressions, you can go in a little more in depth into ones you want to talk more about. The floor is yours. We're just here to watch you do your thing. All right.
So I'll go over most of them very quickly. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is the first game I played at PAX East as part of an appointment. And that is Crash Team Racing. So it's a little bit like Mario Kart, except the drifting is more important and more complicated than Mario Kart. But it's basically that game. And then Did
you have a 1 second delay on your inputs?
No, I didn't. Okay. I didn't play it on Stadia. That one was pretty fun. It's good visuals. I asked them about the Switch version, and they're doing it in-house, and it supposedly looks very nice and runs very well.
Just a quick touch on that before you move on. You say that drifting is more important, which I find sort of interesting because I feel like drifting is super important in Mario Kart still. Like, to really, do well in races. Like, is the boost just, like, more, like, to hit a boost, you just go more than, like, a Mario Kart boost, or?
Maybe it's, that might be a little unfair to call it more important than Mario Kart, but as someone who's having a hard time doing the drifting, I did not do very well in any of the races I participated in, which you can see on Nintendo World Report TV on YouTube.
All right.
But the drifting is very critical in this game, and I was bad at it, and it was more complicated than that of Mario Kart.
Gotcha.
I played a game called Sayonara Wild Hearts. That's the one that was announced during the Game Awards. That was like a pop album, but a video game. Do you know what I'm talking about?
That one doesn't ring a bell to me.
Look up Sayonara Wild Hearts and then see if the art style, if you recognize that. Either way, it's basically a pop music album as a video game. It feels like Rez. Yeah. It feels like Rez.
Yeah. Was it any good?
It was really cool. I would call it one of the cooler Switch games I saw at the show.
Ooh, okay. So now it's on your radar?
Sayonara what?
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts, okay. Gotcha.
Windjammers 2 is totally more Windjammers.
Hey, I have that game physically.
The first Windjammers?
I do.
Oh, nice.
I've never played it yet. I'm going to.
It's a great couch multiplayer game.
All right.
Let's see. Mortal Kombat 11 I played on the Switch handheld mode.
Oh, baby, tell me about it.
It's not the prettiest game in the world, but it runs great, and it looks good enough.
Do you think... Now, so essentially it's dumbed down version? Because I feel like it looks pretty good on videos I've seen, Or is that maybe more just promo sort of buffing it up?
It's the same video game. It's just like... It just looks slightly worse than a PS4 Pro and Xbox One. It doesn't look bad.
It makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I loved the Vita version of Mortal Kombat 9. And this reminds me of that. It doesn't look as bad as Mortal Kombat 9. But it kind of reminds me of that and how the game runs amazingly smoothly. It just doesn't look quite as good as the other versions.
All right. And is it fun? I mean, like, how...
Yeah.
Is it like... quick, fast-paced action, you know, like, because I haven't played, I guess the last Mortal Kombat, I'm trying to think, I played it when I was in college, right? So that was 2011. Would that have been 9?
Was it in HD?
I think it might have been Mortal Kombat 10. No, that came out in 2015, so it absolutely wasn't that. I'm thinking it was on PS3 or Xbox One. Yeah, I'm looking. It had to be Mortal Kombat. Maybe just Mortal Kombat 2011.
Okay, yeah, that's MK9.
Okay, yeah, that was the last Mortal Kombat I played. And I just remember loving, like, how insane the campaign was, you know, like, and, like, how ridiculous it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure, like, for Mortal Kombat 11, right, the whole, like, the premise is, like, they're fighting their younger versions of themselves, right?
Something like that. I haven't watched any of the story trailer stuff other than I know that the classic characters are coming back, or classic versions of these characters are coming back.
All right, yeah, because I'm pretty sure I saw, like, Johnny Cage, like, with, like, salt and pepper hair fighting, like, young Johnny Cage, you know, who's like, move over, old man.
Yeah. But it plays like new Mortal Kombat and Injustice. Like, it's another one of those fighting games. Nothing wrong with that, of course. Those are all perfectly fine video games. The guy from NetherRealm Studios who was sitting with me while I was playing said that it has the most single-player content of any Mortal Kombat game they've done.
Heck yeah. Who's your favorite character, real quick?
I love Scorpion. Johnny Cage is really cool. And Liu Kang. I like Liu Kang because he does the bicycle kick.
I'm a Raiden man. Whew. I love that man.
He does the fly forward.
Yeah. Oh, and the lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's so good.
I played a little bit of Cyber Shadow, which is the new game that Yacht Club Games is publishing.
The Messenger 2, right? Essentially.
So yeah. I need to play The Messenger. Although it does look a little similar. What was surprising to me was that Yacht Club is only getting this game past the finish line. They didn't really provide any development support or anything, which is surprising to me because the game reminds me a lot of Shovel Knight in the way it plays.
It's sort of slower paced, right? It looks like. I mean, I guess I'm comparing it to The Messenger, which I feel like is pretty quick action, you know. But I don't know. Yeah. From videos I've seen, it seems like it might be a slower approach.
It's slightly slower. I wouldn't call it slow by any stretch, but I guess slower than what I've seen of The Messenger would probably be fair.
All right.
But it was fun ninja classic game action.
Yay!
Yeah. I'm trying to see what else I got here that'd be interesting.
Well, I gotta ask. Well, I guess you haven't got. Are you intertwining Nintendo appointment stuff?
So there wasn't actually that much at Nintendo's appointment that was super
special.
There's
only one thing. There's only one thing that I really want to know about.
There was a box boy plus girl.
That's it.
Yeah, I didn't play it, but it looked like more of Box Boy.
All right, I'm sold. Sold.
I was gonna say, I feel like more of the same in a good way.
Yeah,
I really should I should just go and download the third one. I really enjoyed the second one, and the first one, but I should go because I thought for sure they release it for Switch, you know, the trilogy, but they didn't. So I should go back and play the third one before that comes out.
I have a couple non-Nintendo games to talk about. Well, actually, just one. I ended up playing Days Gone at the Sony PlayStation booth, which I got into because I walked into the press-only area and asked if I could see the game. And they were like, yeah, come by in a little while and we'll show it to you.
Gotta walk in with that confidence, baby. They're like, look at this big, beautiful boy coming through. Get him in.
A BBB.
Yeah, this guy had a triple Beto.
I'm from the Best Boy Bureau.
That should be a t-shirt.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
But Days Gone is totally his Sony AAA zombie game where you're a biker.
Yeah,
It's that.
I can't say I get like all that excited for, like Sony exclusives. Like I haven't played God of War, or Horizon. I will play The Last of Us 2 when it eventually comes out and stuff. But Days Gone just seems like it's like you guys are like 3 years too late on this game, maybe more. Like I feel like just zombies have been so overdone, and I know that's sort of like, hypocritical coming from like Resident Evil 2 was amazing, but like,
and I'm gonna play Last of Us 2
yeah,
when it comes out.
I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like the emphasis on those games, like sure, like Resident Evil like is zombies and stuff, but I don't know, I just feel like it's just like, hordes of zombies you're mowing down while you're riding a bike versus like these more thoughtful, and like I said, maybe I'm not giving Days Gone enough credit, like again, I haven't been too into it, but I don't know. It just
by the way,
seems like
if there's a Resident Evil game that came out where you were a biker and you had a motorcycle, that would be amazing. So, what you're describing sounds amazing.
Yeah. So maybe you need to pick up a PS4, bruh.
Maybe I do.
To this game's credit, so the zombie thing is completely played out. The biker thing kind of played out, but I think the zombie and biker thing put together is actually kind of a cool concept to me.
Yeah.
But that's all I got from that. I played a little bit of Dreams because they had that there at the Sony booth.
That poor game that might never come out.
I think it'll come out. I think it's just cooking in the oven for a really long time because it's such a crazy game. And
it's like a Thanksgiving turkey.
I'm really excited for it. I think they're gonna pull off the make your own video game pipe dream.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a game up Perry's alley.
Like very creative.
You don't want to go up Perry's alley. It's scary.
You go up Perry's alley and never come back.
That's right. So don't make jokes about it. Thank you very much. Now, what about our panels? You did a panel or two?
I did one panel and watched another one. So the panel I watched was Nintendo Air. Neil, Patrick, and I believe Neil's friend Billy were running that show, and that was a fun time.
That was always that's one of the most surreal things is the game shows.
Yeah.
Was it a good turnout? Because that one was Saturday night, maybe? Is that what, if I'm remembering correctly?
Yeah, it was like 200-300 people.
All right.
To that one. And then the following afternoon, Sunday afternoon, right at the end of PAX, I held an Animal Crossing panel that I hosted with Neil Ronahan and John Reardon. Yes.
Dude, how did that go, man?
That went great.
And what did you do? I mean, did you do anything was Animal Crossing being played or?
So
it
was a walk through the history of Animal Crossing that had like some trivia at the beginning with a Gucci and some of the other like directors of the series, and then we talked about each game, and then after each game I showed a trailer from that game. So I showed a trailer from the GameCube version, Wild World, City Folk, and New Leaf, just to sort of show the evolution of the series. And then
And that one was streamed.
Okay. It was streamed. You can watch it on Twitch, the PAX 2.
Yeah,
there you go.
I actually I got to catch some of that live myself. I saw the boys up there doing their thing. I think when I was in there, I was on call for work, so of course, freaking someone calls in the middle of that. But when I was watching, I think there was like between 150 and 200 people, give or take, like watching online too. So
that's cool.
And then I heard like 600 plus people inside the theater. So that's a great turnout. I mean, I think it just shows you how hungry people are for the old Animal Crossing to come back.
Yes, that was crazy. That was a crazy panel all around because, as you said, 600 people, which is a bigger audience than I think either of the previous two panels I did were. And I'm pretty sure Albatross is like the second or third biggest sort of area for panel room. Like, I think Giant Bomb did their panel there.
And I mean, just the fact that it was like they saw that the panel was worthy enough to be on stream, you know, because it's like I was looking throughout the weekend, you know, it's not like they streamed every single panel, so it's you know, it was pretty cool to sort of get that honor.
Yeah,
Dude, you know what I'm legitimately super stoked to do, Casey, is do that Super Nintendo password again.
Oh, that was so much fun.
That was so much fun. I seriously can't even. That was like one of the funnest moments of my life. That was so much fun. Anyway, that'll be a lot. Hopefully we can. That'll be sweet to. Hopefully we can get a good time next year.
all right.
We shall see.
Couple more games. Skullgirls. I played that at the Skybound Games booth. That is all of the previous content for Skullgirls wrapped up into a package and sold to you, the player. That's a really pretty game.
To you, the player.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so. I asked if there's anything new. It sounds like there's not. That it's just all the previous content in Skullgirls, which is a fighting game that is sort of anime style, sort of has a fuzziness like Cuphead to it that I think looks really pretty. And yeah,
Wow. If it has a Cuphead look, then that's quite the compliment.
I played Tiny Metal Full Metal Rumble. If you remember, Tiny Metal released at the very end of 2017.
I played that
Didn't
game.
you review that game?
I did. Advance Wars. It's Advance Wars.
It's advanced. I remember I started playing it, and I just like it was just so much talking and like, and then it just wasn't that good looking, and I just didn't get hooked into it.
Yeah.
It was like it took a long time to do stuff.
Yeah, I played some of it back when it came out too. Yeah, I think, and I've played Little Wargroove. I just don't think I like Advance Wars that much anymore. Yep, you heard it here.
Don't say that. It's not. Those aren't Advance Wars games.
We just said they were.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, oh, I played Darksiders a little bit, and then I played some It'll Do too, and I just don't think I like Zelda games anymore.
Well, since we're never gonna get another Advance War games, and that's all we could judge off of.
Oh, so you're taunting
Yep,
them?
that's it.
Come
at
we'll
me,
see
Nintendo.
about that, Casey. Here's Advance Wars 6.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's my favorite game ever.
yeah. And who's the real winner here? Casey, because he got Nintendo to make
got
a new Advance Wars
bamboozled.
game. No, you bamboozled
I
them.
bamboozled them.
See, you don't even realize it.
Bamboozled.
Anyway.
Full Metal Rumble is the sequel to the first Tiny Metal, and it apparently has way more content than the first game. It has a lot of quality of life improvements. Like, halfway through the demo I was given, I was basically shown how to make the battles happen faster. So the
good.
animations
Hey.
got skipped.
That's exactly what I was talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Now you'll have to buy this one.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
Last game.
Last game.
Last game. Super Meat Boy Forever. I played that again this year.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that?
It's
I
great.
actually didn't get it.
I feel like that game was
Good. I
supposed to
didn't
come
get a chance
out.
to play that.
It was supposed to come out in April, but it's not coming out in April. Because Tommy, one of the Super Meat Boy creators, was there for our demo. And we were like, oh, is
He
this still
didn't
coming
shake
out in
your hand, did
April?
he?
I think I shook his hand.
No. He probably did the knuckle crack.
Oh yeah. Maybe he just didn't like us.
It was just so funny because, like, I remember, it was just because of the PAX Pox. You know what they say, you know, just there's a lot of people, so you don't want to be shaking tons of people's hands. And maybe you're right. Maybe
Yeah.
Casey may be right. Maybe he just don't want to shake my hand.
He's like, yeah, pack pox, yeah.
Yeah.
Now beat it.
But it was funny because yeah. I mean, it was like twice. Like I did it. I was like, oh yeah, duh. You just, my natural instinct is to shake people's hands. And to be honest, he's the only person that did that. So.
You just disgusted him that much. But
Yeah.
hey, it happens.
Hey, sometimes you disgust people. It happens.
But yeah, so
all right.
overall, what was your favorite game that you played there?
My favorite was probably Super Meat Boy Forever and Cyber Shadow. Those are the 2 indie games I find myself most excited for.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I can't wait.
I can agree with that. Those games both look really cool.
Yeah. And then there's my Penny Arcade Expo. If you want, go to the PAX 2 channel on Twitch and you can watch the Animal Crossing panel.
Well, I think, did we upload that to NWR TV?
I don't know if we have.
I wonder if they would allow that, or if they'd be like, no.
Oh, that's true.
They might get flagged or something. But they might just just not let you monetize it off it or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I do want to say we do have. Are there 3 vlogs?
Yes. Yeah.
And
John Raritan.
And I know that you're on. Are you on one? Some of them.
I think
Alex?
I'm in one of them at least.
Okay, yeah, I know you're in one.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I made sure to screen cap that.
Yeah. So you can check those out on NWR TV because I think those are a lot of fun, and those are things that I always want to do, but no one else, Casey, ever wants to do them. So
We're doing it next time.
You never get done. Yeah, we are.
Yep. Boom, boom.
All right.
But yeah, PAX.
Well,
it was upsetting that we didn't get to go, but we had a ton of fun at South, and it worked out well because we had plenty of people at East, and if you and I didn't go, it would have just been Neil as the lone man at South. So
that's true.
Worked out for the
That's
NWR
true.
coverage.
That's right. Well, Alex, thank you so much for going to PAX East and for coming onto our show and talking about stuff.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. It is always a pleasure. Talk Nintendo is one of my favorite podcasts on NintendoWorldReport.com.
Oh, shucks. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that caveat.
It's top 3 for sure.
It is tied for my top 2 weekly podcasts on NintendoWorldReport.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely top 2.
All right. Definitely at least top 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, with that, we will end the show. It's been a pleasure, guys. I hope that you enjoy Yoshi's Crafted World a little more, Alex, and that Casey, you enjoy Final Fantasy VII a little more.
Yep. I do.
I myself have.
Well, yeah. Well, you didn't play any games, so you just enjoy being yourself, Mr. Alma.
Yeah.
Alma. Potato, patata. I do want to say before we go that I will be actually live on the YouTube this weekend, 10 p.m. Eastern, with the Nintendo Guru. He invited me onto his show.
Dang it, Bobby.
Yep, that dang old Baba. So I will be over there doing a little chit-chatting about, I believe we're going to be talking about consoles in the past, doing a little navel-gazing back to my first console and first purchase console and all that good stuff. So it should be pretty fun. You can YouTube Nintendo Guru, and I'm pretty sure his is the first one that pops up. 10 p.m. Eastern, Saturday. I'm sure I'll probably tweet out about it, too. But yeah.
Right.
But of course, you could find us at Talk Nintendo Pod. That's Talk Nintendo.
P-O-D.
And then, Alex, where can the fine people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Culafi. That is C-U-L-A-F-I-A, last name, first initial.
Gotcha.
And you can also find me on my weekly podcast, 3 Unprepared Men. This most recent episode, we are talking about cupcakes versus muffins.
Ooh.
Cupcakes all the way. Now, listen, I love muffins. So I think that's I'm just going to say it.
I'd go muffin.
Because there's not either or. I mean, I love muffins.
It's easy, muffin.
And I love cupcakes.
You know why? Because if I have a cupcake, 9 out of 10 times, I'm just taking all that frosting off anyway and eating just the actual cupcake part, which is essentially a muffin.
Do you know how to eat a cupcake the good way?
Without frosting.
No. I'll admit that we've had some frostings with there's been too much frosting, okay? They put too much on there. I'll definitely admit that. So, but you take some of that off. Take half it off. Let's say you take half of it off. You take the bottom and you rip it off the bottom, and then you sandwich the frosting in the middle. That is how you eat a cupcake.
You know how you eat a muffin? You just take a bite.
No, you top of the muffin to you. You throw the muffin stumps away.
No, you don't. You make me sick.
It's from Seinfeld. You
You
idiot.
still make me sick.
I know, dude. I don't.
I know
don't
you
throw
don't
muffin
waste
stumps
that
away.
bottom
I
of that
love
muffin.
muffins. Yeah, right. My whole life's a muffin stump.
Real quick, last word on this podcast is going to go to Alice Culafi, and it's going to be, what is your choice? Cupcake or muffin?
Muffin.
Oh, well, then you didn't 100% Jack Diddley.
Yeehaw! Oh, do you think Greg Leahy is a pirate?
I do.
I mean, borderline, yeah.